Popular board game Catan, in which you build and develop settlements on the island by collecting and trading resources, has seen a significant increase in popularity in recent years. But the question remains, is it luck or skill? So I've invited 4 of the best Dutch players from literally all over the country to compete with me for the first Dutch Masters trophy. We met in Rotterdam because it's central and it has a strong port. Fortunately, it only took me one 7-second travel montage to get there. Very excited actually, and I'm also a little bit nervous. And that's with good reason, because the Netherlands is the 3rd strongest country when it comes to Catan, trailing only the United States and Germany. Okay, so it's time to meet the players. Selma is the Dutch national champion of 2017 and she came in 2nd in the following European Championship in 2018. Wilbert is the 2012 Dutch national champion who defeated the reigning world champion in the finals that year. Tristan is arguably the best in the world when it comes to the Catan expansion mode Cities and Nights, because he's won every major Cities and Nights tournament there is. And I'm Henk. I'm the underdog, so don't steal from me please. We are going to play a high level game of Settlers of Catan. I will explain the strategies we have. I will also ask the players whether or not they think it's skill or luck, and I will answer the question as thoroughly as possible based on what I've seen in the Catan scene and the research that's been done so far.
I'm placing as 3rd position, so let's take a look at this board. In 1st position, Wilbert takes the 5-9-10. I like it a lot because he only needs a good cheap spot to play the ORV cheap strategy, which is the strongest strategy in Catan. In the 2nd position, Selma takes the other strong OR spot, the 6-4-11. She can combine it with a lot of other strong spots later on. It's a great pick, but I don't like how she placed her road, because these other spots will likely be taken before she can place there next. Now it's my turn as the 3rd position. I took the 8-5-10 because in Catan there are 2 popular paths to win. The first is to focus on ORV cheap to get the largest army. The second, however, is what I did, is to focus on wood and brick to take the longest road. Wilbert and Selma already set up nicely for ORV cheap, so it's very difficult for me to take the largest army. So I decided to focus on the strong wood and brick spots. In 4th position, Tristan took the 6-3-11 and the 8-4-3, also going for an ORV cheap strategy. He points his road down so he can double his ore production and get a 3-for-1 board. For my 2nd settlement, I still needed wood to compete for the longest road, so I took the 6-4-3. I knew the other 2 players still needed cheap, so it was likely the 9-4-11 and the 8-10 would be gone. I knew that a lot of players didn't have wood or brick and that I needed ore, so there will be a lot of opportunities to trade with my opponents. Selma went with the 9-4-11 and Wilbert placed his 2nd settlement on the 8-10, as expected. This both gives them the opportunity to play for the largest army.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck. 6. In the early game, not a lot of things happened. The numbers that rolled didn't really complete sets, and despite a lot of trades being proposed, also a lot of them were declined. So early in the game, Selma decided to solo block me on the 6 wood, which really makes it very difficult for me to execute my game plan, because I have so much brick in this game, but only 1 wood hex. So Selma and Tristan got off to a great start by building their first cities. I recognized Wilbert and I are falling behind, so I proposed a trade. This trade gave Wilbert the city, but overall I think it was a good deal for me. Finally I can move the robber and I can build a settlement as well. Selma is able to build another city and gets to 4 points. At this point in the game I built a road, and this looked kinda weird, but I was trying to go to the 9-10, and Tristan doesn't fall behind, by being able to build on this 3-for-1 board. So Wilbert made an interesting move here to prevent Tristan from cutting him off to his spot. I didn't really think it was necessary, because he would have won that race regardless. Selma was able to build a settlement for her 5th point, and I follow suit with a city to get to 4. Tristan builds another city. And with Tristan and Selma both being at 5 points, with a couple of development cards, the longest road becomes a prey, and I use this to my advantage. But before I take the longest road, let's see what my opponents believe is true about Catan.
Luck.
Luck. Strategy.
But in the end, can really any of us answer this question? Well, if anyone can, it's 3DS Max. 3DS Max is an expert Catan player who's always high up on the leaderboards, and he has done a lot of research to whether or not Catan is skill or luck.
And this idea of luck versus skill is pretty interesting. It was something that I saw on, I think it was Vox. They made a little video about sports have the most luck that contributes towards the outcome. Sports have very much a component of luck as well, because a lucky bounce here and there can change the outcome. Certain things are determined nearly entirely by skill, like chess.
So Max tried to answer the same question as I have a few years ago, and here's what he found.
So it seems like, based on what I did, the outcome of any given fun game is approximately 60% skill.
I asked my subscribers the same question, and 75% of them believe Catan is more skill than luck. Back to the game and the strategies at hand. Selma built another settlement, but if she builds 2 more cities and 1 road, she would win the game, so I had to take action. Selma goes to 7 points by building another city. Fortunately, both me and Wilbert recognized it in time and made a trade, allowing me to build 3 more roads to go to a longest road of 7. Tristan settles on the 612. He's only 1 knight away from taking the largest army, so he's a big threat for the win. Selma goes to 8 points with another city, but now she has a problem. Because she can only have 4 cities on the board, she needs other steps to win the game. Orange settles again to go to 7 points, and he has the development card ready. We don't know whether or not it's a knight, but he's getting really close. Wilbert builds a city on the E10, but it's safe to say Wilbert is not going to win this game at this point. Selma buys her first development card, which could be a victory point, so that would bring her to 9 points. I built a city for 7 and buy a development card, which turned out to be a victory point to go to 8. But it didn't matter, because Orange had a knight, which gave him the largest army, which brought him to 9 points. However, he also had another victory point as a development card, which brought him to 10 points, and he wins the game. It made me really disappointed at the moment, but the game was really good, and I really enjoyed it as well, so congratulations to Tristan for winning the first Dutch Masters tournament. But does this mean Catan is luck or strategy?
If you had to choose, do you think Catan, the base game, it's luck or it's strategy?
It's strategy.
Welcome to the club of 9.
7. Oh my god. I have 7 cards.
I'd like to
change my
answer. This is luck.